Anna Komnene was not born ordinary. She was born in the purple, a title reserved for children born to a reigning emperor. Her father was Alexios I Komnenos, the man who saved the Byzantine Empire from collapse. Her mother was Irene Duquesne, a woman of fierce intelligence and ambition. From her earliest days, Anna was groomed for greatness. She was not just a princess. She was the princess, the firstborn, the heir, the future. Anna was given the best education in the world. She studied medicine with the same intensity that her father studied war. She learned to debate philosophers. She learned to diagnose diseases. She learned to quote ancient historians from memory. She was not just smart, she was brilliant. Contemporaries compared her to Athena, the goddess of wisdom. But here is the first thing history does not tell you. Anna Komnene was not just a princess. She was the first woman in history to write a comprehensive eyewitness account of world-changing events. She witnessed the First Crusade. She watched armies of Franks and Normans march through her city. She recorded the violence, the greed, the betrayal. She wrote it all down in a massive history called the Alexiad. But before we get to the crusade, we need to understand the lie. I know what history books made you think about Anna Komnene. They told you she was a schemer, a murderer, a woman so consumed by ambition that she tried to kill her own brother to steal the throne. They told you she was bitter, jealous, a failed usurper who spent her final years writing self-justifying propaganda. But did you know that version of Anna Komnene was written by a man who never met her? The man who destroyed Anna's reputation was another historian, Nicolas Choniates. He wrote his history a full generation after Anna's death. He never met her. He never spoke to anyone who knew her. But he repeated gossip, slander, and political propaganda from her enemies. Choniates wrote that Anna poisoned her brother, John, that she manipulated her mother, that she lived a life of bitter resentment. History books accepted his word without question. Because, of course, a woman could not possibly write a great history without an ulterior motive. Could she? Choniates wrote that Anna attempted to overthrow her brother and seize the throne. He wrote that she conspired with her husband, Nicephorus Bryennios, to launch a coup. He wrote that when the coup failed, Anna was forced into exile, bitter, defeated, and vengeful. But here is what Choniates conveniently left out. Here is the truth that history buried. When Emperor Alexios lay dying, he did not trust his son John to rule. John was competent, yes, but he lacked vision. He lacked Anna's brilliance. More than one source suggests that Alexios considered naming Anna as his successor. But he did not, because the Byzantine Empire, for all its sophistication, refused to accept a woman on the throne. After Alexios's death, John took the throne. Anna did not try to kill him. She did not launch a rebellion. She did not raise an army. What she did was far less dramatic and far more human. She argued. She petitioned. She made her case to the court. She genuinely believed that she and her husband could govern better than her brother. That was her crime. Not murder, not conspiracy, ambition, intelligence, the audacity to believe that a woman could lead. John did not execute Anna. He did not imprison her. He exiled her to a monastery that she herself had helped found. She would live there in comfort, with servants and books and time. John thought he was silencing her. Instead, he gave her 40 years to write. Anna Komnene was not just an observer of the First Crusade. She was an eyewitness, a teenage princess watching the collision of civilizations from the highest vantage point in the world. And she did not romanticize it. In the Alexiad, Anna described the Crusaders with brutal honesty. She wrote about their greed, how they melted down church treasures for coin. She wrote about their violence, how they massacred Jewish communities in Germany before even reaching the Holy Land. She wrote about their betrayals, how they repeatedly broke oaths to her father. But she also wrote about their courage. their faith, their strange, terrible sincerity. She wrote the truth, even when the truth made her uncomfortable. Anna understood something that most of her contemporaries did not. The Crusades were not a holy mission. They were a migration of violence dressed in religious robes. She wrote about the Norman leader Bohemond of Taranto, man she described as a troublemaker, a liar, a schemer. She also described him as brilliant, charming, and nearly impossible to defeat. She hated him. She admired him. She wrote both. That is what makes the Alexiad revolutionary. Anna did not write propaganda. She wrote history, messy, complicated, human history. The Alexiad is not just a history, it is the history. Without Anna Komnene, we would know almost nothing about the First Crusade from the Byzantine perspective. She wrote about military campaigns and palace intrigues. She described the plague, the famine, the betrayals. She included speeches, letters, and documents that would have otherwise been lost. She invented a new kind of history. Anna wrote with emotion. She admitted when she cried. She admitted when she was afraid. She named her sources. She acknowledged her biases. She compared conflicting accounts and made judgments. Historians today call this method modern. She invented it in the 12th century. Here is what history books do not tell you. Anna Komnene was the first historian in the Western tradition to use the full range of historical methods: eyewitness testimony, documentary evidence, oral interviews, and critical analysis. She was 1,000 years ahead of her time. Anna Komnene died around 1153. She was approximately 70 years old. She spent her final decades in that monastery, writing, revising, perfecting the Alexiad. She outlived her father, her mother, her husband, and her brother. She outlived almost everyone she loved. She died in obscurity. Her work was copied by monks who did not understand it, read by scholars who dismissed it because a woman wrote it. And then, a man destroyed her reputation. For 800 years, Nicetas Choniates' version of Anna dominated. She was the jealous sister, the bitter princess, the woman who tried to kill her brother and failed. But here is the question Choniates never answered. If Anna was such a ruthless schemer, why did her brother John allow her to live? Why did he exile her to a comfortable monastery instead of executing her? Why did no contemporary source, not one, accuse her of murder? The answer is simple. Because it never happened. In the 20th century, historians finally re-examined Anna's case. They discovered that Choniates' account was based on gossip, not evidence. They found that Anna never plotted murder, that her coup was nothing more than a political argument, that she spent decades not plotting revenge, but writing history. Anna Komnene was framed, and history believed the frame job for 9 centuries. Anna Komnene was not a murderer. She was not a schemer. She was not a bitter, jealous woman consumed by ambition. She was the first female historian in Western history, a brilliant, flawed, passionate human being who watched the world burn and decided to write it down. So, here is my question to you, and I want you to answer in the comments. Why did history believe the lie about Anna Komnene for 900 years? Was it because she was a woman? Was it because the medieval world could not accept a female voice, speaking with authority? Or was it simply easier to believe gossip than to read the evidence? And here is another question. How many other brilliant women scientists, generals, philosophers, historians were erased by rumors? How many Anna Komnenes are buried in the footnotes, waiting for someone to dig up the truth? Anna Komnene wrote her truth. She did not escape the darkness, but she refused to be silenced by it. Who else should we resurrect from history's shadows? Comment below. Subscribe to History's Hidden Darkness for more stories of the strange, dark, and untold.